Good morning, Sagittarius. All is well. Sagittarius, what is happening today? Happy Monday. I love Mondays. I'm probably the only person on earth, but I always look at it as like a fresh start. And it's really interesting what's coming up today out of nowhere. Of course, Sagittarius. So, what kind of day is it going to be? Community is here. So it is going to be about like you and the people in your life, it feels like. Because it does really feel like someone is showing up in it's like they're giving you what you have wanted, but then there's you, do I even want this now? Right? It's really interesting. Feels very Sagittarius too. Okay, because community is here with Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. It's kind of like, especially if you've been moving on from people, right? You're going to find that this is really relevant to you. And it is something that's gaining momentum in terms of wanting good people around you. And what's interesting is, of course, when we move forward, that's when things start to come back around. Am I right? But with the Five of Pentacles, I feel like you pretty much felt like there was nothing more you could do here, right? Because this was definitely someone or a group of people or a thing for you, Sagittarius, that you gave a lot to. And you wanted it to come together, right? So you definitely wanted to balance things out, and you had some hope for that, even though it didn't really, appear like it was going to. There's always with the Five of Pentacles, there's always, yeah, we're on the outside looking in, but at one time it was really good. And so we kind of still remember that and hope for that to come back. And I feel like you have been kind of waiting for it to turn around. And Fulcrum is here, really focusing on details, right? And with courage, move forward, and gemstone, precious and beautiful things. I mean, there were definitely lessons here that you learned that sit in the details of everything. And that probably had to do with giving, because that's something that we've been going over and over and over about, one-sided things and giving too much. And so you may be going over the details, right? And it may really be helping you to move forward and believe that, because of the way you give, there's better things for you. People who will like return that to you. And so, but what's really interesting is that there's news coming in. Page of Cups is here. So Page of Cups can often be, well, it's a surprise. And what's interesting is the surprise, because I do feel like it kind of comes out of nowhere. And you've been trying to figure out with the King of Wands and the Hierophant what to do here. Um, because the King of Wands often represents, it's definitely taking charge of your own life, being the leader in your life, moving forward in a positive way, right? Um, but it's also with the Hierophant, it's about like, do you, everything you learned a big lesson here about what your vision should be going forward and what move you're supposed to make here. But it's really funny because in the middle of things, then all of a sudden someone is showing up in some accountability. Okay, so basically they're telling you that, I do actually feel like the Page of Cups is an apology in this way. And it's a very heartfelt apology. It's it's very honest. The Page of Cups is actually a beautiful energy, right? That it's someone opening their heart to you, And I feel like they're telling you that they now see what you were saying. They see your point of view. I feel like you might be a little guarded in this situation, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if how open you are to hearing what they have to say, because you'd already decided that you were keeping it moving. You know, vision, sunrise in another galaxy. Think at it. But what's interesting is they're giving you what you want. They're giving you what you have wanted. And I just don't know if, like, it's too late for you, you know, because you're trying to think in terms of this was what you wanted. You wanted this person to be accountable. Now they're being accountable, but I feel like it, you know, it may be just, it has a weird energy because it feels like maybe they're being accountable too late, you know? And so you have to decide whether do we start from here, right? Because this is what I wanted. And, you know, or do I just, you know, keep it moving? Because now you're at this point where you have to make a decision. And this decision is about what you're putting work into, what you're putting effort into. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, you worked very hard for this. You put a lot of time in this. And that's why I'm saying that this actually could be a lot of things, Sagittarius. This could be people. This could be, you know, a project or something you have worked on extensively, because you definitely put the time in here. You definitely put the time in, and I feel like you wanted also reciprocation. That's obvious. But now, you know, and the Nine of Wands, you know, you're exhausted, basically. The Nine of Wands is being exhausted. You were in this, whatever this is, for the long term. But basically, you were the one putting in work. And so it's like, do I want to keep doing that? And, you know, believe that you are greater than any obstacle. Hope is here. And don't judge a book by its cover. So, you know, it may be that you are. I mean, it may be that it may be with the Seven of Wands, you don't really believe that this is a change. But you're really being asked to look at it differently, because at one point this was what you wanted, right? And they're doing that, and now or even the situation is turning around the way that you wanted it to at one time. And so, you know, you need to take a step back for sure to decide whether you're still in it to win it here. As far as the people you're dealing with, I mean, it's the same thing, really. Six of Swords, the Star, the Death card, and the Five of Cups. It all depends on whether you can let go. I mean, whether you can let go and let things change. Because the truth is that healing wants to come in. You know, it's moving forward with the Star to, you know, to believe that things can change with the Death card, that we can put the past behind us. And, you know, with the Five of Cups, there's still two cups up here. We still have something that we can pull on to work things out. But I guess at the end of the day, though, it's like, can you forget things? I mean, can you forget that everything that happened? Can you move past that? And I feel like that's what you're being called to really question, you know. And I feel like it may not be, I don't know, man. You know, it looks like you might be, you know, or you might be moving on. I mean, the Six of Wands could be either way, right? Oh, well, I don't know, Sag. Because the truth is that you have a lot of feeling for this, whatever it is. Okay, but you need to take a step back to kind of, maybe you're afraid that this isn't really happening, but you need to not react out of a place of emotion. Take a step back to think about things. And with the Fool and the Six of Wands, do I take a chance or do I keep it moving? Right? And with Justice being here with the Three of Pentacles, I mean, that is the decision. That is the decision, right? Do I work on things? Do I not work on things? Because at some point, this worked. And I feel like that's also maybe on your mind with the Hermit here. It worked. And you may be looking back to when it did work. But, also you're trying to figure out how committed you are to it now. And you don't know. Two of Pentacles. Oh. Ten of Cups. I mean, I feel like you're seeing things from all angles. And you actually do want, if it has the chance to work out, I feel like you want to give it that chance. Interesting, Sag. So you kind of have an important choice to make because this is about your life. This is about your life, Sag. Wow. So, in the extended, I'll take a look at what it is that exactly this person is saying and their next actions. But it does really feel like whatever this is about for you today, Sagittarius, this is definitely something you put a lot of work into, and you're having to make the decision on whether or not to move on or see it through. It looks like it has a possibility to turn in your favor. But, do you do it or do you, go for new pastures? I feel like that's the point in which you're trying to make a decision. Yeah, wow, Sag. That was a lot, huh? So let's get some advice for you, Sagittarius. So what is Sagittarius learning today? 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 Oh. Okay, Sag. It's time for healing, not war. Okay. All right, Sag, I don't know. So what is Sagittarius's mindful message? What is Sagittarius's mindful message? Sagittarius's mindful message. Oh, okay. Releasing anger, Sag. Oh my gosh. It's so funny how it all goes together. Anger is a natural emotion, but I recognize that holding on to it can be toxic for me. I look at the person who has caused me pain and see them as the human being they are. I release the anger I feel and freeing myself and expanding to love. All right, Sag. Well, the cards say what they say. So I hope you have the best day ever, Toodles.